Draw a circle on the map a few miles around the point at which the Genesee hits the top of Letchworth State Park. Be sure to include the towns of Mount Morris, Cuylerville, and Leicester. In here you'll find a zone of memorable psychic activity.
Many residents of Mount Morris believe that it is a haunted area, and it has been for many centuries. There's been battles between the Senecas and the white people who lived there and moved in to take the land. There's also been the battle between the Hurons, Eries, Wenros, and the Senecas that go way back in time. Layers of civilizations have lived in that beautiful land that overlooks the beautiful valley. Squawky Hill is a very mysterious place. It's where many people believe the Meskwaki Nation lived, or the Kakwas, which were the neutral nation. The sad part of Squawky Hill is that it's also the town of Leicester's present gravel pit. And many people say the roads of Leicester are paved with the bones of our ancestors. The Torture Tree is a spot where the white people of the valley know it as a horrible massacre happened and Lieutenant Boyd and Parker were killed. But long before that, the Seneca people lived there. It was called Shenandoahs, and it was a huge village of 128 houses. We met at the Torture Tree and did a ceremony to honor the people who had been desecrated once again when the salt mine collapsed in 1994. The first thing that happened was that whole village, Shenandoahs, Little Beard's town, was sucked into a huge sinkhole, which is now covered by a 12-acre lake. The new salt mine is located directly across the valley from the Mount Morris village. We were told that this wasn't a true burial ground, this 10,000-year-old burial ground, because there was no marker. But our ancestors used a huge marker. We used the valley of the Letchworth Gorge.
Those sites are known by all the museums and historians, but they're not acknowledged when it comes to accepting the fact that it's not proper to put factories or houses on burial sites. You don't cross these boundaries. You don't go into those places and think that this is superstition, because it's real.
The lawyer who was involved in the transaction to make the mine happen in the town of Groveland, where it's located, was hit in a hit-and-run accident in broad daylight by the 16-year-old son of the man who sold the final piece of mineral rights to get the mine going.
We try to caretake or prepare a place that we know will not be disturbed. And we make that promise. And that promise we tell them is, we will oversee, we will watch this place and make sure no one will disturb you. And when that gets violated, now it's a compound repercussion.
The town itself is sinking. It was built on a huge sand delta that was the mouth of a giant lake thousands and thousands of years ago. And as the mine collapses and sucks all the water into the mine, our histories, both white and red, it's also sucking the town of Mount Morris into it. It's sinking every year. And although there was hauntings from the past, I believe that the ancestors have been activated and are haunting the present as well.